On the gram yesterday, Tom Brady posted a fan Q&A with one of the captions reading, "Back at TB12 Sports to get to work. I'm not wearing a blazer to the Super Bowl next year." Get it, Tommy? Dominique Foxworth here with us. Max, is Brady bringing too much attention to himself? We had the post we saw the day of the Super Bowl. Now this.
Listen carefully to what I'm going to say. I don't have a problem with what Tom Brady is doing. I do have a problem with many people who don't have a problem with what Tom Brady is doing. I don't care if you draw attention to yourself. No one has to pay attention to you. They pay attention because they want to. You know, editors make decisions. We're going to pay attention to this. We think the fans will want it. Fans show them by clicks, by ratings, by copies sold. Fans make those determinations, right? I don't have a problem with attention seekers getting attention upstaging the Super Bowl or World Series. However, I recall when Alex Rodriguez made a business choice to opt out of a contract so he could make $300 million, and he did it during the World Series. He was dragged by the media and fans for who does he think he is? He's trying to upstage the World Series. What's this Tom Brady walking out of the stadium, no caption, all cryptic? Oh, it turns out it's part of an ad campaign. He's making money by bringing it to, what's this about? Back at TB12 because he's going to pump his brand. He wants to turn it into a billion-dollar company, so he has to play till he's 45. Again, I got no problem with it. Good for Tom Brady. But if you had a problem with A-Rod, all the people who every time an athlete upstages an event, who does he think he is, have a problem with Tom Brady now.
Hold up. I remember being here. Odell Beckham was on the field handing out money. And I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, you were one of the ones who were like, why are you upstaging everybody? This is their moment to get some attention. You're out there stealing their attention. So you're yelling at them, but you're really kind of yelling at yourself because you said that same thing. You had issue with them. So
I do that from time. I yell at myself from time.
That's a little different. Tom Brady wasn't on the field.
Well, and not only that,
to his personal
I'm just making the point.
The difference is might feel different if they were professionals. Those were kids who got to the pinnacle, and I did feel like it was a little too much attention seeking from Odell.
Okay, so I think that his decision to, right now he is milking this decision. I think he probably is pretty sure where he's going to go, but he is milking this decision for the attention because we live in an attention economy. You can turn that attention into money, and that's fine. More power to him. That's good. But you brought that up. It reminds me of LeBron's decision, where he also got dragged for drawing attention to himself. But I don't have a problem with it. It's interesting to see him change trajectories, or at least change his style from what he was before. He was the team first guy who was going to take less and who was going to run out with the whole team to the Super Bowl and not be the me guy. But the last couple of years, he's been doing interviews. He's been doing Facebook documentaries. He's doing all these ads. Like, he is transitioning to something else. I'm not sure that his focus necessarily is as much on the Super Bowl or on that Instagram post as it would have been in the past for Tom Brady. It seems like
he's not wearing a blazer to the Super Bowl. Maybe he's going to back up Mahomes.
That's a guaranteed trip to the Super Bowl. What do you think, Stephen A?
Here's my deal. Max, I think you're wrong when you compare or you bring up the folks that excoriated Alex Rodriguez, because I don't think the situations are the same. Alex Rodriguez signed for $250 million originally with the Texas Rangers. Years later, he ultimately was in the process of getting $300 million. But remember, the Boston Red Sox became a pursuer in the process. And so when he was getting excoriated or what have you, it was almost like you were pitting the Red Sox against the Yankees, which a lot of people felt was sacrilegious, if you recall correctly.
There were two times. You're talking about the first time. What I'm talking about is when he opted out of his Yankees deal to restructure it with the Yankees. Okay. And he did that for a raise during the World Series.
Okay, that's fine. But
you're talking about the first time.
But what I'm saying to you is that people didn't ignore that, because there were still questions about Alex Rodriguez with other things, and people were like, how dare you, how dare you, how dare you? That's not the case with Tom Brady. That has never been the case with Tom Brady, deflated footballs and all. It still hasn't been the case with him. A matter of fact, a lot of people view Tom Brady as a victim because he plays for the New England Patriots, and he plays for a coach who is renowned for being incredibly pragmatic, businesslike, devoid of emotion, sincerity, and things of that nature, who has religiously and consistently come to you to get a pay cut, come to you to restructure your deal and stuff like that, while throwing you out on the field and asking you to stomach and absorb a heftier load in order to elevate me to prominence. So you have to understand, when you're a guy like Tom Brady, who's made those sacrifices and has religiously been denied the opportunity to be fully appreciated monetarily and otherwise because of all he's done. And then you've been thrown out to pasture at the age of 42. And they're saying, if you're going to be with us, you got to accept considerably less. And, oh, that's, by the way, if we really, really do want you. The owner is sitting up there saying, I sincerely plan to and hope to, but you have heard nothing of the sort from a Bill Belichick. So what is he doing? He's putting his name out there. He's being in the public eye. He's keeping you in his mind's eye. And what he's doing is seeing what kind of interest that would generate. How do we know this? Because just the other day we were talking about the Oakland Raiders out of nowhere may be interested in him being in Vegas.
But you know what? You bring up the controversy about A-Rod.
Garoppolo for Tom Brady. All of these questions.
You bring up the controversy about A-Rod, how it's different. Let me remind everyone that TB12, his partner is Alex Guerrero, who's a snake oil salesman, sanctioned by the Federal Trade Commission for selling snake oil, a product he claimed would cure cancer and AIDS and stuff like that.
Right.
Julian Edelman, a big TB12 guy, suspended for performance enhancers at the beginning of 2 seasons ago when they won the Super Bowl. Like, it's not like he's been without that controversy.
Pause right there.
TB12.
Pause right there. Not debating that. All of your facts are correct. Here's the problem. The only person that talks about it is you. Everybody talked about Alex Rodriguez when that was going down. So I'm not saying, again, I'm talking interest.
You're making my point, though.
I'm talking
That's
interest.
what I'm saying. Why am I the only one talking about it?
The point that you're making is well-founded, but I would argue, if I'm arguing the other side, that it's Tom Brady has earned that right. All the other people that we're talking about is drawing away attention. They aren't 6-time champions. When LeBron did the decision, he hadn't won a championship yet. Odell Beckham drawing attention, he hadn't won a championship.
Right.
A-Rod, the attention that he got, and he was a guy who was found guilty of use, or at least was proven to have used steroids, performance-enhancing drugs. So, like, all those people don't have the blemish-free record that 6 championships buys Tom Brady. So I'm going to stand on Tom Brady's side.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.